Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivrajacharya, Ashtotara Satashimat, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivrajacharya, Ashtotara Satashimat, His Divine Grace, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki, Nanda Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki, ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada ki, Grantarashimam Bhagavatam ki, Itai Gaura Premanandi. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Shishi Guru and Shiguranga. Sorry for being a little late. There was a little confusion and expectation that possibly His Grace Chaitanya Charan will be given the class, but that didn't happen. So we have to cover. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, the Summon Bonon, Chapter 18, Lord Balaram slays the demon Pralamba. Text 25 and 26. Text 25. Abhishahyam manyamana krishnandana vapungava bahandruta taram pragat avarohanata param. Considering Lord Krishna invisible, considering Lord Krishna invincible, that foremost demon Pralamba quickly carried Balaram far beyond the spot where he was supposed to put his passenger down for pork. Pralamba wanted to carry Balaram out of Lord Krishna's sight so that he could crudely attack him. Text 26. Tan Udavandarani Darendra Gauravam. Tam Udavandarani Darendra Gauravam. Mahashuro Bigata Rajo Nijam Bapu. Mahasharu Bigata Raju Nijam Bapu. Sa Astita Purata Parichato Babhau. Sa Astita Purata Parichato Babhau. Tadidyuman Udapibat Ibam Tadidyuman Udapatibat Ibam Buddha. Tadidyuman Udupatibat Ibam Buddha. Tan Ubahandarani Darendra Gauravam. Mahashuro Bigata Rajo Nijam Bapu. Sa Astita Purati Parichato Babhau. Tadidyuman Udupatibat Ibam Buddha. Listen. Udabandarani Darendra Gauravam. Mahashuro Bigati Raju Nijam Bapu. Astita Purata Parichato Babao. Tadidyuman Udapatibat Ibam Buddha. Tam, him, Lord Baladev, Udvaham, carrying high, Dharanidhara Indra, like the king of the mountains, Sumeru, Gauravam, whose weight, Mahaashuraha, the great demon, Vigata Rajaha, losing his momentum. Niyam, his original. Bapuhu, body. Saha, he. Astitaha, becoming situated in. Purata, golden. Parichataha, having ornaments. Babhau, he shone. Tadid, like lightning. Dyuman, flashing. Udupati, the moon. Vat, carrying. Eva, just as. Ambudaha, a cloud. Translation and purport by the servants of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. As the great demon carried Balaram, the Lord became as heavy as massive Mount Sumeru, and Pralamba has to slow down. He then resumed his actual form, an effulgent body that was covered with golden ornaments and that resembled a cloud flashing with lightning and carrying the moon. Report. Here, the demon Pralamba is compared to a cloud, his golden ornaments to lightning within that cloud, and Lord Balaram to the moon shining through it. Great demons can assume various forms by exerting their mystic power. But when the Lord's spiritual potency curtails their power, they cannot longer maintain an artificial form and must again manifest their actual demoniac body. Lord Balaram suddenly became as heavy as a great mountain, and although the demon tried to carry him high on his shoulder, he could not go on. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnana Jnana Shalakaya Chakshur Ummilitam Jnana Tasmai Sri Gurube Namaha. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Patyade Vanchakalpa Tarubhyasha Kripa Sindhu Vyaevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. So, here's the commentaries of the Acharyas, specifically Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and Srila Jiva Goswami and Srila Sanatana Goswami on these verses. Text 25. The verse again. Considering Lord Krishna invisible, consider Lord Krishna invincible, that foremost demon Pralamba quickly carried Balaram far beyond the spot where he was supposed to put his passenger down. Where was the spot? Anyone remembers? They were playing in this forest. The forest was called, well, I think, did they mention the forest? They mentioned the tree, the Bandiravat banyan tree. And any of you have done the Brajamandala Parikram? Have you done? Yeah. So one of the 12 forests is Bandiravan. It's on the east side of the Jamuna. And is where this pastime took place, Bandiravan. So there's beautiful descriptions, and then if you ever go to Vrindavan, some of you haven't, when you go to Vrindavan, if you haven't visited this place, it's very beautiful and very special. So there is several beautiful pastimes that happen there, Krishna, and they biggest feature of this place, Bandiraban, is the description of this banyan tree, the Bandirabad banyan tree. And it is explained that this banyan tree was so huge that appears like a huge green cloud and extended for miles. In fact, the branches were so long that Krishna, Balaram, and the cowherd boy used to cross the Yamuna River just by walking on the branches. So the branches will extend even all over the river, and it will create this amazing area for having a shade, and that's where Krishna generally will sit with his cowherd boyfriends and have lunch. And other beautiful pastimes happens in there, but you can still visit, the tree, the banyan tree is still there. Of course, now it's not manifested this gigantic this form, but you can still, circumambulate the tree. And in that tree, by that tree, there is a little temple of Radha Bandiraban Bihari, a deity of Radha and Krishna, Bandiraban Bihari. And there's is depicting because there's the deity of Radha and Bandiraban Bihari, Krishna, and there's Lord Brahma sitting there, next to them. So there's the three murtis, the deities. So Lord Brahma sitting, and then Krishna, Radha and Krishna. And so the significance of that temple is that it celebrates these pastimes in which Radha and Krishna got married. And it is said that the gopis, headed by Lalita, they arranged for marrying Krishna, and they summoned Lord Brahma to be the head priest. And Lord Brahma married. So the deities has Krishna having this kumkum in his hand, and Radha, so to put the kumkum on Radha's forehead. So that happens there. That is the place. So this is the place that these pastimes of the killing of Pralambasura happens, but also Vatsasura gets killed in this forest. And so, if you recall the killing, actually, did it? I think it already happened. The killing of Vatsasura. I think so. Yes. During the killing of Vatsasura, so Vatsasura became a demon that took the form of a calf, and Krishna killed him. And then the gopis are starting to criticize Krishna, that you have done something terrible. You have killed a calf. And then Krishna said, it was not a calf, it was a demon. No, but he had the form of a calf, so it's still, there's a significance here. So actually he committed something very sinful that he had to atone for. So the gopis, headed by Srimati Radharani, say, we won't see you until you purify yourself. And how you purify yourself? You have to take baths in the Ganga, and you have to take baths in the holy rivers. So Krishna says, so okay. So he took his flute and then hit with the flute the ground, and then a big kun opened, and he summoned all the holy rivers, and then he took bath and purified, and then that happened. So you can still go to that kun. It's called, what is it? Venukupa. Venukupa. And also, close to that kun, there's another banyan tree that is famous, and there's a little temple there that it has a very beautiful story. Anyway, it's wonderful when you go to Vrindavan, it's just ecstatic. Especially when you go with some of the wonderful devotees. I mean, I think one of the most fun ways of going to Vrindavan is with our ISKCON Brijavasi Dinabandhu Prabhu. It's amazing. So he tells the story that in this other banyan tree is called the Bansibat. Bansibat. So also it's called Sridambat. And in this banyan tree, the significance of this banyan tree is that with Krishna, when what is the name of Krishna's uncle that took him to Mathura? When the uncle Akrura, when Akrura took Krishna to Mathura, Sridham was brokenhearted. So Sridham, we just read about him yesterday, I think, or the day before, yesterday. Sridham is a very intimate friend of Krishna. He's one of the same age friends of Krishna, and a brother of Srimati Radharani. We heard yesterday about Sridham, and Harishan Prabhu was reading about him. So Sridham was broken-hearted, and then he told Krishna, I wait for you here when you return. So I sit here and will wait for you. And of course, Krishna never returned. At least, in the, how would you say? I don't want to say physically, but he in the past time he didn't return to Vrindavan. So Sridham stayed there, and there's a little temple of Sridham in that spot where a deity of Sridham is there, and it is explained that 4,500 years passed, and when Lord Chaitanya came to visit Vrindavan, then he went to that spot and ran towards that spot to embrace Sridham. And in their embrace, they met. And Lord Chaitanya says that I came back, like Krishna came back to Sridham. So the prayers to Sridham were directed to pray to Sridham to give us the blessings of have that mood that being so committed and determined to receive the Lord's association. It doesn't matter if the time passed, however it takes for the Lord to show, his personal self to us and embrace us. We go on service and waiting like that. So Sridham was a great example. So this is the place. Is Bandiraban. So the cowherd boys and Krishna and Balaram were playing in Bandiraban, and they would take the cows. They say that it was a very beautiful place for the cows to graze in this forest, and of course it was this amazing place also for them to relax, to play. The trees described not only have this, it have flowers and all kinds of things. It was very, very, very beautiful and pleasant. So the game, as we heard yesterday, was that the winners will carry the losers. No, sorry. The losers will carry the winners, from the place of where they were playing all the way to the tree, to the banyan tree, and then come back. So this is okay. So here's the comments of the Vaishnavacharyas. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. So thinking that Krishna will be difficult to conquer, Pralamba went on Krishna's side in order to take Balaram away. Pralamba carried Balaram in a different direction from the place he was supposed to carry him. He went somewhere else to escape from the sight of Krishna. So here's the demon calculating. Krishna is invincible. So, so I better just rather kill Balaram, which, is puzzling because, Balaram also is invincible. And just recently, Balaram just like slayed, Dhenukasura and his friend, showing amazing potencies and power. But this demon saw it in Krishna, but they didn't see in Balaram. Pretty remarkable. So we hear more about it. Srila Jiva Goswami. Why did Pralamba not try to kill Krishna, the main enemy of Kamsa? Pralamba considered him invincible. In order that Balaram could kill the demon, Krishna covered Balaram's power and made his own power more prominent. Thus, Pralamba went on Krishna's side and carried Balaram. He did this because he was the foremost among the demons, Danava Pungavaha. Superior in strength, he carried him far away from the place in order to put Balaram down far from Bandira. So, Krishna covers Balaram's powers because he wanted Balaram to kill this demon. And remarkable too is that Balaram is since in the pastime that he forgot also. He didn't recognize the demon. So the demon didn't recognize Balaram, Balaram didn't recognize the demon. Because it's plain, as we hear the pastime, that Balaram was a little surprised. What's going on in here? This guy, where is he taking me? And then he realized like that. We hear that. So he appears at least like that in the pastime. And sometimes we see that Krishna forgets himself as he performed this pastime. Sometimes Balaram forgets, sometimes they understand everything, like that. So it's part of Krishna's amazing and wonderful pastime. The Srila Jiva Goswami quotes this verse, Tivaha yantastu anonyayam bandiraram batan etyavai. Punar, I'm going to read the translation. This is from the Vishnu Purana. Quote, those who were defeated carried the victors on their shoulders to Bandira Banyan tree and then back again. Pralamba, however, quickly up Balaram on his shoulders and not staying there, quickly went off like a cloud with the moon. Srila Sanatana Goswami also quotes, Srila Jiva Goswami basically quotes Srila Sanatana Goswami. But Srila Sanatana Goswami adds this. Why did he carry him far away? He thought he could not do anything in the presence of Krishna, thought he was the best of the demons, thought he wanted to kill them both. He concluded he will kill only Balaram. So this demon calculated, oh, I can take care of Krishna, I will do it with Balaram. And here's verse, text number 26. The text again. As the great demon carried Balaram, the Lord became as heavy as massive Mount Sumeru. And Pralamba has to slow down. He then resumed his actual form, an effulgent body that was covered with golden ornaments and that resembled a cloud, flashing with lightning and carrying the moon. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur comments, only with great difficulty was he able to carry Balaram, because Balaram became heavier than Mount Sumeru. He became heavy when he saw Pralamba taking him off to a different place. Being unable to carry Balaram, he slowed down. Instead of showing his strength in that false body as a cowherd, he showed a huge body dressed in gold, which was like the moon shining through a cloud lit with lightning. So Balaram became very heavy, like Mount Sumeru. Here's Srila Jiva Goswami. Balaram became heavier than Mount Sumeru. When Pralamba went beyond the designated place, Balaram laughed, became astonished, and then worried. Then he became heavy. Pralamba then carried him high on his shoulders. Though he was a big demon, he lost speed. Then he resumed his demon body. Srila Jiva Goswami quotes again from the Vishnu Purana, quote, unable to carry the weight of Balaram, Pralamba increased in size. His huge body was like the monsoon rain cloud. So it is said here, Srila Jiva Goswami, that in the beginning Balaram thought, oh, the fun of the game, he laughed. Then he became astonished and worried because he saw this cowherd boy is taking him away from the designated place. The game was already prepared, so he was, taking it away. And then he started to become heavy. And the demon, although very powerful, Pralamba, he started to slow down and couldn't carry him further. And then he showed his form. Srila Sanatana Goswami had a similar, just like Srila Jiva Goswami quoted Srila Sanatana Goswami. So he just added this. In comparing the demon to a cloud, it is hinted that his complexion was blackish. So this demon was of blackish complexion. So back to Josh Prabhu's class on Monday, he brought up that Lord Balaram is the original guru, the Adi Guru. And then in just Monday and Tuesday, we hear very nice classes in terms of, getting a picture of the significance of these pastimes and how they apply to us. Srila Prabhupada explains that Guru is heavy. Actually, it's actual. He explains as a translation of Guru. Guru means heavy, and he explained what makes a Guru heavy. Well, it's a representative of Lord Balaram. So, but Prabhupada explained what makes a Guru heavy is this Sotiyam Brahmanishta. He quotes this famous verse that the spiritual master is heavy because he carries the transcendental knowledge, the understanding from the disciplic succession. So he's heavy with knowledge. And this heaviness, like compared to Mount Sumeru, cannot be shaken from anything. Sometimes you have these big um, storms or big hurricanes or typhoons or things like that, And they create devastation, but when they hit a mountain, that's the end of them. It's like a big barrier. In fact, when you hear the Mahabharata narration, that they have the weapons, all the astras, so it is explained that they have different weapons, and some of the weapons are these Vayu weapons that create this hurricane. And then to counteract that weapon, then there's this mountain weapon. so, so they throw an arrow and then a big mountain manifests, to actually counteract the hurricane weapon, So the heavy knowledge or the heaviness of the spiritual master, the guru, who is heavy with knowledge, cannot be shaken by difficulties or by dangers or things like that. So it's very much stita pragya, perfectly situated, very, very heavily situated and placed. So that is what is described the faith of that perfected devotee is unshakable and makes them heavy. And the spiritual master, as a representative of Balaram with that weight, that heaviness, is the one who is able to kill these demons of that, these anarthas that are represented like Pralamba. The anarthas of what is it? The desire for position and adoration, and lusty desires, the lust for all these things, for position, adoration, and this type of thing, which are very actually subtle anarthas. It's explained that those anarthas powerfully manifest for the sadhakas who are in the process of purification. When you actually, you're able to eliminate some gross anarthas, but then when you go to the subtle anarthas, those are the most difficult. These desire for position, for fame, and for adoration. What is the Sanskrit word for that? I have a blank. Lava, puja, and pratishta. Lava, puja, and pratishta. And those are things that as devotees, as we go further and further in the path of devotional service, we have to pay attention to it. Because devotional service brings all auspiciousness. And people can recognize that. And people, when they see a devotee advancing, then they appreciate it and they show that appreciation. And uh, and if we are not careful about the pitfalls of these anarthas, then we can start to, yes, actually, I'm a nice devotee, and yes, I know how to do that. I'm a good preacher. Um, I can give shelter to people like that. I can, guide them and mentor them, and etc., like that. And we start to take take it in, like it's ours. So the spiritual master will help us in general uh, free ourselves from that. It's like, and if we are open and ready, with one blow, the spiritual master can just kill those things. Like Lord Balaram kills Prarambasura with just one blow in the head. Srila Prabhupada says that with one kick, he can basically finish all your anarthas. The problem is that the spiritual master knows that um, when you're ready to get that powerful kick. In general, um, because for most of us it's a very gradual process, the spiritual master is like an expert, although he can just do a big blow, he does it, like someone who does copper, the one who works, the copper. So you have like a small hammer, you hold, and from inside you tuk, 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 you mold it like that. So in general, that's how we receive this purification. But basically, we're being guided through eliminating all these different anarthas. So with the weight and with the heaviness of transcendental knowledge, then we become more and more capable of being able to eliminate these things. I'm going to stop here. I didn't have much time to prepare or to look. We were thinking the possibility again, like I said, that Chaitanya Charan Prabhu was going to come, but that couldn't happen, unfortunately for us. How was the program yesterday? Yeah. Beautiful, no? Yes. You see Krishna with the. It's a very special deity of Krishna because he have the kumkum. Yeah, you have to look forward when you do go to Vrindavan and visit all these places of pastime, and especially, and well, you young is better because to do the Brajamandala Parikram is pretty austere, but my God, it's ecstatic. It's like you go basically the whole, almost like 3 weeks, uh, sleeping in tents and going from place to place in Vrindavan and just hearing the pastimes and just walking. It's really, really, really nice. So look forward for that. Brajamandala Parikram. Any comments or questions? Harisham Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu, for this class and for taking us to Vrindavan. It's described that by the performance of devotional service, then all good qualities manifest. But this particular quality that Pralambasura represents, the desire for recognition, pratishta, this one has to work on himself with the guidance of the spiritual master, or the mercy of the spiritual master. So, what does it mean to put in our effort in regards to getting rid of this particular contamination from our heart?
Yeah, it's subtle because it's difficult to see in one sense, because devotees are sincere with their service, and you really put your heart in the service. But because, we still, conditioned, then you find yourself very easily thinking as a doer. And as a doer, you start to also, the results of it, comes from mind, so then we have the sense. It happens to many of us, when we put our heart in a service, that service cannot carry out without me, you know. So how's that, if people don't recognize that, this is gonna go down, you know. We see it, we see it, and we see it. Sometimes, we manage something, and then circumstantially, for whatever reason, um, we have to leave. Then you're thinking, oh, forget about it. This is gonna be finished. Who's gonna do the deity worship? Who's gonna do the thing? Who's gonna do everything? It happens to add experience, one of those, traditional, regular experience. Um, when I was in the Tobacco Temple, New Jersey Temple, um, there was a period of time that we were developing this temple very, very nice. We have a fantastic group of devotees. Prajakishore was there, Mahamuni. I mean, we had the VIHE was centered in Tobacco. And, you know, Danodar Swami was the resident sannyasi. And so it was powerful. We were doing a lot of preaching and developing the thing. Circumstantially, there was no clever management, so it got too much. Some of the congregation members that were mostly Indians, they were very good at managing funds, were very good at preaching, but somehow or other we didn't have the maturity to mix the two and to network both. So what happened is eventually we run out of money. We started to spend too much money that was way over, and and then that was the end of it. So then management came of congregation members, and then somehow or other we just couldn't mix it. So the whole group, so something similar story, the whole group, we decided we're out. My wife and I, we received some Lakshmi through my wife, and we decided we're buying a house. We bought a house and started a preaching center in this college city in New Brunswick. So the whole ashram was left, and then we started this program there, which it was nice in one sense. You expanded the whole thing, and we established this Krishna house and established a full program, and thinking, how's the temple is going to carry on? We were doing the Sunday school, we were doing the deity worship, we were doing the Sunday feast. We had the whole thing covered, like that. So now, without us there, this thing is going to go down. We're thinking like that. But that never happens. what Krishna does is that he empowers devotees to do the same thing, and everything carries, with no problem, like almost seamless. Deity worships is carry on. The Sunday school was carry on. Everything was carry on. They were preaching. They expanded. The things like that. Obviously, there is, there's other things that this everybody got their sets of challenges and things like that. But service don't stop. So we think like that, and naturally, in that mentality, eventually Krishna shows, that he starts to show us that we're not that, you know, clever, or we're not that pure, or that position is not there. So our project lasted for 5 years. It could not be sustained because it was good with the what it was, at the moment, but not calculating how to do it in the long term. You know, we were we were we were based on devotees who, were entering the Grihastha ashram, and then eventually, when things are starting to go more complicated, they needed more space, more time, and they stopped. So at the end, became one of those that it falls into one's head. I was forced to now take a job, and that's how in my next 15 years of misery in the in the workplace, after being for whatever 18 years living in the temple, like happy like anything, I have to go to the workforce, and then find myself that even though, I had a lot of experience, I couldn't get a job, that was I have to take something that I didn't really like, which was, you know, some of the regular struggles of devotees, that come out of temples and then have to find yourself in the workforce. You ended doing selling jobs, which, is like, I'm not a Vaishya. I love to teach. I really wanted to, teach music in schools, which I was good. I was good with kids, and I'm good with music, and I had a music career, but 15 years of my life I didn't, it showed nothing for materialistic people. I said, what experience? I was a board director, I was a vice president, I was a head cook, I was blah, 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 all this type of thing in a in, in an institution that some religious institution. Somehow or other, it didn't really pan as my how you call that, my credentials, yeah. So I have to get a low paid job and struggle like that. So it was rough. But the whole tale of this story is that you know we think, oh yes, we know how to do this. These people don't appreciate it, don't understand it. Then we're gonna do it. But the thing is that there's certain truth to that, but we have always to be very, 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 very attentive to these anarthas that are there, and also be very, very closely connected to the spiritual master, and not necessarily have the spiritual master say yes to us because he knows we cannot take a no, you know. So I say, yeah, well, do it, that type of thing. But, you know, if the spiritual master, if we follow the spiritual master mood, then if we follow that closely, then we may be better protected. I thought on that. So our part is that we have to be tuned in. We have to, we have to understand the pitfalls of our condition. As long as we are in this process of anartha nivriti, we have to be very attentive to this anartha. and especially to this when we start to enjoy the results of devotional service. That's one of the that's one of the symptoms of kanishta adhikari. No, this what is the term that Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur uses? Taranga rangini. Yes, we're riding on the. It's like surfing. We're riding on the waves of devotional service. So that is a symptom, and we have to be aware of these things. So, any other thing? Last. Keep it tight, Jai Baladev. That is 8:33. So.
Uh, when you mentioned, thank you for your class, first of all, and I wish Mother Krishna Archana's mother well. I found out, she wasn't doing too well.
Yeah, she's in Zurich right now, going to the temple, and then tonight she leaves for Johannesburg.
One thing you brought up that reminded me of something, Lord Balaram. Just by one blow, he could, potentially kill he could kill your artist. Not potentially, he can. And we hear that in our ISKCON movement, there's no one that's like Lord Balaram than Tama Krishna Maharaj. And this is actually appreciation of one of our guests who stand with us, Deepa Prabhu. Prabhupada says we should appreciate devotees, and he's shown me a lot of mercy, so I really appreciate his association. He told me a very inspirational story related to this point. He's only been in Krishna consciousness 3 years, and many devotees will ask him, Prabhu, who are you going to take shelter of? He was like, naturally, he was like, I'm hearing lectures and stuff, but I haven't really found anyone who, pierced my heart, really. So one day he came across Tama Krishna Goswami's lectures, and that's all he would listen to. He became, wow, he's completely, Deepan Prabhu.
Deepan Prabhu?
Yes, absolutely. He's inspired me so much. I have to research where does he live and where is his preaching center. So then he discovered on the internet that most of Tama Krishna's region was Houston and Dallas. So he called the Houston or Dallas temple, and he found out from the devotees that Tama Krishna is no longer on this planet. He became so heartbroken. And one thing that is also this an interesting point is that he says him and his sister, his whole family is close. He has one sister. And he described that wherever his sister would move, when she got married, that's where he'll move to, their whole family. So his sister, got married, and she moved to Houston, 5 minutes away from the temple among Tama Krishna Goswami's disciples. And so that's what and so he eventually is going to move to Houston to take shelter of his, disciples. And I just find these stories very inspirational. And I don't really have a question, but if I had to ask a question regarding this, is that you said Lord Balaram, Pralambasura says, I cannot take Krishna, but I can take Lord Balaram. And so my question is that that's usually a situation in the material world. Indra, he was like, I cannot take Krishna, but I can take the Brajabasi. So we have this demoniac tendency that if somebody's more powerful than me, let me be humble. If somebody I think is less powerful than me, then I'll say anything and do anything. We see this repeated in the scriptures. So what are some steps we do for Lord Balaram to kill this demoniac tendency of thinking we're all powerful, like you were just mentioning of the Tawako or your whole situation in New Jersey's? If I can't do it, nobody else can do it.
Well, it's the same response. We just have to be attentive. We have to have an honest self-assessment of ourselves. And sometimes, we need help for that because we're not the most. Sometimes we're not the most objective person to assess ourselves. So sometimes that's where the association of devotees are there. So we have to be open. We have to look for that. We have to be open for people, for devotees' input. and without, and when we hear something that, you may feel, oh, why are you saying that about me? Like that. We take a step out and then step back and then consider it, you know. Always consider the thing. I know it's late, but when you mentioned Tamal Krishna Maharaj, now that um, we had so much association of him in Brooklyn that, and he gave us a lot of um, um, kindness, and he was very sweet towards the Harinam party that we had, because he loved, that was, um, he had a very soft heart for going out and being there in the street every day. And so every time he come to New York, he would spend time in the Harinam. We go out, and but this particular time, I never seen. It's one of those displays of Srila Tamal Krishna Maharaj's anger and heaviness. Is devastating. I mean, it was something that everybody went pale white, like it's like one of those, like you really, it's like you seen something, you know, like it's about to destroy the whole, you know, eh, very, very heavy. This situation was, um, uh, we were in my spiritual master's office. They were just about to have a pizza party cooked by the famous pizza parties of His Holiness Gunagrahi Maharaj. I never heard about Gunagrahi Maharaj's famous pizzas. Gunagrahi Maharaj also left us recently. So, but Gunagrahi Maharaj made this pizza party, and there was these four sannyasis that we're going to take together in my spiritual master office. My Guru Maharaj, Ramapat Swami, Tamal Krishna Maharaj, Danodar Swami, and Gunagrahi Swami. And so they were sitting there, and then we have three servants to do, it was myself, it was a disciple of Srila Tamal Krishna Maharaj, and it was a disciple of Danodar Swami. The disciple of Danodar Swami is Raghunath Prabhu. Some of you know Raghunath. And so then Raghunath was in the kitchen, and he comes with a, tray of pizzas, like super enthusiastic and, bouncy and happy, he comes like that. And then as he's bringing the pizza, he was going to pass it to my Guru Maharaj, and he tripped, and the pizza goes flying. And then we all like froze, and we go like, so the pizza goes whoop, falls into the lap of my Guru Maharaj. So my Guru Maharaj goes like this, and then he just shrugged, his shoulders. You take the pizza, put it in the plate, and say, it's okay, and then, we pass something to clean. So Raghunath, we all were shocked seeing, Rampa Swami just like, no problem. But then we just looked, Tamal Krishna Maharaj was looking at the thing, and then all of a sudden, his eyes, literally, I never seen something like that. It became copper red. Like, literally. I mean, it became copper red. And then everybody knew, so, you know. So then he turns towards Raghunath, and Raghunath just froze, and, it went white. And then with this booming voice, he goes and says, "You are not a devotee." So, we were like, and then Raghunath just disappeared from the office, and then just like, and And then all of a sudden, things go to normal. And then they start to chat, and take their pizza, and things like that. So, but that, display of like heaviness and chastisement, it was really devastating. I mean, Raghunath was in tears, and then eventually, he just forgave him. He said, "Okay, you're good." So, but that shows, what was the lesson from that? We have to be so careful with serving the spiritual master. You can be casual, like you're serving your friends, and you just like bounce around. I mean, it's heavy. That's what's the word. It's heavy. It's heavy. Like you have to be like every, you have to be in your A game. Every single thing you have to be aware, because you don't want to create an offense like that. And if you create an offense, you can get heavily chastised. It's devastating, at best. Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.